Everybody, welcome, hello, greetings, saludos, greetings, wherever you're tuning in from, because sometimes I say good morning, but I know there are people who are tuning in and it's evening for them. So wherever you're tuning in from, I hope you have a good evening, day, night, or what have you. And as you guys know, a lot of people listen to this audio at any given time. So that's why a lot of times I like to evitar, I like to avoid saying, it's Monday or it's Wednesday because, well, maybe somebody's listening to it on a Sunday. You see what I mean? And I want these shows to, where you can listen to any show, any given day, ¿no? Un día cualquiera, any given day. De hecho, hay una película muy conocida que se llama Any Given Sunday, and I believe it's with Al Pacino, if I'm not mistaken there, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. The good thing is when we do our live shows, we have tons of fact checkers. So hello everybody who's joining us on Instagram. Remember, those of you who are listening to this audio right now on Vaughn Radio or on the app or via podcast, remember you can watch the show with no name like many people who are in the know, sabios, right? Knowledgeable. They are in the know and they're with us right now. People like Diel Mateos, Blanca, Sabrinoca, Soledad, Estivaliz, Sara, and all the rest of you who are joining us right now. So if you guys want to watch the show, it just adds another dimension. Make sure you follow Grupo Vaughan on Instagram. It's Grupo_Vaughn, as we pronounce it. And make sure you follow us because, you'll get, aside from seeing this show live every day, the show with no name, streaming live, you'll also get videos and, other things to help you along your English journey. So, and that goes with all of Vaughn's social media platforms. One that I think is one of the most important ones is YouTube. Because, YouTube is just a source for resources. Un poco redundante, una fuente para recursos. It's a source for resources. So make sure you're following Vaughn because they're posting videos. They have live shows there on YouTube, also on Facebook. So, and remember this, every day you've got fresh content from Richard Vaughn, from Fitz, and from myself, so make sure you have the latest version. Vamos a pronunciar esta palabra, por favor. Version, no? The latest version of our app. And this way, you guys, you can participate on the shows, you can download the podcasts, and whatever else you want to do. But I always tell you, don't make it, if you set it up right, si lo montas bien, if you set it up right, you shouldn't have to go out and look for English. You should make English come to you. Are you lazy like me, un poco perezoso como yo? Okay, well, guess what? The internet has thought of that. Ya lo ha pensado internet and said, okay, suscribe o notificaciones. So you don't have to say, a ver si Alberto tiene un video nuevo o si Vaughan ha puesto. You can get a notification. So this way you don't have to miss anything. And also if you organize, like a lot of people I know say, I'm always seeing, people arguing on Twitter. Well, you know that you can organize your Twitter into lists where you only see English things or where you only see. So remember, we do have the power to see what we see, what comes to us, So make it easy for yourself. Haz que sea fácil. You don't have to do anything. If you subscribe to Vaughan, Aprende Inglés con Vaughan on YouTube and you put subscribe, that's good. But if you want to go a step further, which is just one more click, notifications. So one thing is you're subscribing and you'll see the videos when you open your YouTube, with all the videos that you subscribe to, all the channels you subscribe to. But if you get a notification, well, I do it with all my favorite YouTube, pages that I follow. My aviation ones. I get a notification. I want to know exactly when something new is coming out. So make sure you guys are using these resources, the social media, the platforms, to your benefit. Organize yourself. The same way I tell you to organize your notes, organize. It's good to get organized. Y esto es alguien, lo está diciendo, somebody, the person saying this right now is it took me 35 years to come to that realization. Organization means good. It's a good thing, you know. There's my buddy Luis. Luis, good morning to you, buddy. Luis is, well, I got to tell you, Luis's daughter is a great friend of ours, of my wife and mine. And she's a really amazing person, Elena, and her husband as well. Really excellent people. The kind of people you only meet once in a lifetime. Tipo de gente que conoces una vez por vida. So it's an honor to have Elena's father, Luis, joining us in our class. And Luis, it's always a pleasure. And thank you very much. Ya que te tengo aquí, you're not going to get away. No te vas a escapar. Luis, thank you so much for the gift. We got a lovely gift for Lara in the mail. You know, the typical thing, the buzzer, el telefonillo, the buzzer rings. We say buzzer. Bzz, bzz. The buzzer rings, and Diana and I look at each other. We're like, Amazon? Did you order something? Did I order something? Are you expecting? ¿Estamos esperando algo? Are we expecting something? And to our surprise, pleasant surprise, we got a beautiful gift for my little Lara. So thank you so much. In fact, many of you have given us gifts, you know, before she was born, even, you know, while she was being born, things were arriving at the hospital. And I feel that's so, you know, I feel like you guys are so much more than my students when that kind of thing happens, because I feel like, you know, your family, your friends, right? And I hope that feeling is mutual. And Luis, your family. Si Elena es familia, pues tú eres familia. And we will have that wine or that... de hecho, ahí está el reto, Luis. Listen to the FYI, mi nuevo podcast, For Your Inglés. Listen to the wine episode. Y luego cuando quedamos, when we meet for the first time, ¿no? Cuando nos conocemos, we'll have a glass of wine in English. ¿Te parece? Luis, is that a deal? ¿Trato? I love it. I love it. Hey, who said you can't learn English? Well, you know, having a glass of wine. In fact, a lot of you people tell me, Alberto, when I have a couple drinks, when I'm buzzing, right? To buzz es estar con el puntillo. If you listen to FYI, lo sabrías, porque lo dijimos en ese capítulo de vino. And a lot of people say, Alberto, I speak better English when I've had a few, you know? When I've had a few brewskis, una forma de decir, cervezas, when I've had a couple glasses of wine. And they're partly right. No, parte de ellos tiene la razón. You don't speak better English, right? You lose your inhibitions. And that's a good thing. Well, with your alcohol, careful with that. Y alguien como yo que pocas inhibiciones, I don't have inhibitions in general. So when I drink, it's not a good idea for me to drink because my shirt comes off and whoosh, it's party time. So I keep my drinking to a minimum. But when I was in my 20s, even into my 30s, yeah, I could get down. I could get wild. Now, as you get older, I think your body tells you, hey, you're not 25, buddy. You're not 25 anymore. Como decimos, you're no spring chicken. No eres un jovenzuelo ya, ¿no? You're no spring chicken. Es una frase muy nativa. You're no spring chicken. So, great stuff, guys. So, thanks for being a part of the family. And I'm seeing, too, some great feedback. DL Mateo says, your podcast is awesome. Thank you so much. DL Mateos. If you guys haven't heard it, you can subscribe. It's free. Well, there's a free part, and then there's a bonus part for members. I've created like a little community online with exclusive content, video classes, and things like that. But you can get more information about that in the free podcast that comes out every Friday. And if you act now, no, si no esperes más, if you act now, you can catch up. Puedes alcanzar. Because we're on the second episode. Lo vas a ver ¿sabes? Puedes verlo nacer aún. You can still watch it be born because it's still in its infancy, and it's still an exciting thing because it's happening. It's organic. So thank you so much to all of you for the feedback. I'm glad you like it. It's everywhere: Spotify, iTunes, iVox. It's called FYI, For Your Inglés. And as I said, Richard Vaughn recommends it. So there you go. And my students like it. Loles, me too. Well, Loles, I'm so glad you're enjoying it too. That's fantastic. I love watching you guys be inspired. You know, I love watching you guys hungry for more. I love watching you thirsty for knowledge. That, for a teacher, is the greatest reward. The greatest reward, right? Arts of Uriel says, the Verdejo is the best wine. Well, yeah, I guess everybody... guys, we say like this, y literalmente gustos los colores, con el vino muy bien dicho, ¿no? We say, ¿cómo lo decimos? Para gustos los colores. Quiero que lo decís vosotros. Let's start with our first little pop quiz. ¿Cómo se dice para gustos los colores? Yo siempre digo, si lo sabes decir en tu idioma es porque lo usas, ¿no? O si lo dices es porque lo usas. Entonces deberías saberlo en inglés. Porque hay una posibilidad de que lo... Right? So I always say, if I use a word a lot in English, well, I'm probably going to use that word a lot in Spanish. So I should know that word. And that's different if you work, you know, as a pilot or if you work in government or something, then you'll have your own, you know, slang, esa jerga específica, right? That jargon. De hecho, slang es más jerga de calle and jargon es más jerga de una industria. Okay? Jargon versus that. So, Kubla says, you lose your speaking inhibitions. That's right. You do. You do. But that doesn't mean you speak better. It doesn't mean all of a sudden you conjugate and pronounce perfectly, right? It means that you have lost this fear of what will people think? What if I make a mistake? You're thinking, I don't care if I make a mistake. I'll have another glass of wine, please. So there we go, my amigos. Let's see. Guys, and I'm not telling you to drink. That's what I have a student who said, well, I'll just have 2 or 3 beers every time I want to speak English. I'm like, then you're going to have a different problem. You know? Okay, we're putting a Band-Aid on one problem, but then you're going to have problems with your liver, hígado. And me encanta esta palabra porque live es vivir. O sea, you need your liver to live, right? Okay, so I don't know if that's the best method. I'll just have 3 beers or 2 glasses of wine every time I have to chat with somebody in English. Don't do that. I don't recommend that. Okay? Have a glass of water. Or have some, you know, some sparkling water. Agua con gas. Sparkling water. Let's see. Kubla, J.M. Hermosilla. Different strokes for different folks. Muy bien, tíos. Great job. Different, muchos lo sabéis. Lupe, Nefer. Jay from the Sky. Javi, yo no uso este, pero sí que existe. Muchas gracias. Horses for courses. Creo que va así, ¿no? Yo me fío de ti, Javi. Javi says horses for courses. So I think that's a British one, you know. Cortes says everyone has his own taste. Yeah, but there's another way that we would say to each his own. Or to each her own. Cada uno lo suyo. So that would be, I think, more what you're trying to say there, Cortés, okay? So, my amigos, you need your liver to live. I love that you guys write things down. And remember, if you're not writing them here in the group chat that we're doing on Vaughn's Instagram, you should have a little notebook either way to jot things down, okay? Because in the show, we're going to go through a lot of vocabulary. We've already seen a few very, very common idioms. To each his own. Hay que saber decir cada uno lo suyo, ¿no? Para gustos los colores. Otra, live and let live. Hablando de el hígado y vivir. Live and let die. We know the song Live and Let Die. Pues la expresión es live and let live. Laissez-faire, as the French would say. Con mi pronunciación francesa. Horrendous. Vamos a decir esta palabra. Horrendous. Horrendous is like terrible, right? Awful. Horrendous. Para que no siempre decimos terrible. Because it's not terrible, it's terrible. Awful, right? And una palabra que engaña aquí is terrific, no? Terrific is amazing, right? Not terrorífico. It's terrific. It's excellent. People told me the podcast, FYI for your English, it's terrific. And I said, fantastic. That's Trump's favorite word. Of China, fantastic people. Javi's coming at us with another one. Whatever floats your boat. Eso es, mira, lo que te mole. Whatever floats your boats. All right, guys. So we've got a lot of things to do on today's show, as always. So now almost all the sections, have been designed so that you guys participate and play along with us and improve your listening, your writing, and if you're able to repeat the vocabulary, the expressions aloud, you're even going to improve your speaking. Okay? So that's up to you, how much you can put into it. But like everything in life, you get out of it what you put into it. And you're lucky when that happens, porque no siempre sacas lo que pones, right? So vamos a decirlo así, you're lucky if you get out of it what you put into it. You are lucky if you break even. Si no pierdes ni ganas, if you break even, consider it a win, no? All right, so guys, I think right now I like Earth, planet Earth, beautiful. I love the seas and the oceans as we talked about yesterday, but I feel like going somewhere else today. I feel like going on a mission to Mars, or who knows, maybe even beyond. Who knows where we'll end up? But I think right now it's time for today's liftoff, my amigos. So buckle up, poneros el cinturón, buckle up. It is time for liftoff.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time on Vaughn Radio. It's the show with no name. On Vaughn Radio. It's the show. Let's go.
All right, guys, now we are flying through the air. That's right, folks. We are flying through the air, and we're almost at light speed already. So I hope you guys are holding on to your hats and you're ready, because right now it's time for a little challenge. This is a challenge where we listen to famous people speaking, and you guys have to tell me who it is, and more importantly, what's being said. It's time for Say What? Say what? That's right, my amigos. It's the Say What soundbite, only on the show with no name. And this is where we play, well, a famous person speaking, an audio clip of a famous person speaking. And you guys have to tell me what's being said. That's right, you have to tell me what's being said. Now, some days it's easier, some days it's harder, right? Such is life. So think of it as a reflection of life, un reflejo de la vida misma, of life itself. All right, guys, so I don't think it's too difficult, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So let's get into it. Here's the first listen of today's Say What soundbite. As always, I want you guys to write down what you hear. And also on the first listen, I want you to listen to and try and get, a few observations. What do you get from it? Accent stuff maybe, situation, relationships, the general feeling that you get, observations in general. All right, guys? And that's also a good thing. So don't just tell me, man, because then you're not practicing your English. Try and be descriptive. That's what I want you to do. Don't just say angry, because if you just say angry, you're showing me that you just know one adjective. You're not even showing me that you know how to use that adjective, and that's I don't care how many words you know. I care how many words you know how to use, right? And you feel comfortable using it. You're not like, I think. Right? You don't know a word until it just comes out naturally. And that comes from practicing it, like with anything. With any structure, with any word, just practicing it. You're hearing it until it just sounds normal to you, All right, so here we go, guys. Write down what you hear.
We'd help to remember the idea, not the man. Because a man can fail. He can be caught. He can be killed and forgotten. But 400 years later, an idea can still change the world.
Oh no, you're going to kill me today. I know you're going to kill me. I didn't realize there was so much background noise over there. Ooh. I might give you guys an extra listen today just because, whoa. I mean, that's tough. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's hear it again. Here we go. We're going to go right into it. Second listen for free. All right? By the face, as you say in Spanish.
We'd help to remember the idea, not the man. Because a man can fail. He can be caught. He can be killed and forgotten. But 400 years later, an idea can still change the world.
All right. So there is a lot of noise in the background. I think, now what is that noise? Let's... Dogs? Okay, good. La churri. I only listen dogs. No, sería I only hear dogs. Because listen to is like prestar atención. So, pasivamente, I only hear dogs. Okay. It's a movie. Good. Arts of Uriel says it's a movie. Okay. I like that observation. Rosa says, uh-oh. Daff Art says, I understood some words. All right, well, guys, again, I'm going to give it to you a few more times, so don't worry at all. Rosa Maria says, she's worried, está preocupada. I think so. I think we can hear worry in her voice. I think this is a great thing. Silvia says, I heard at the end of the night. Okay, possibly. Arts of Uriel says, I heard 400 years later. So, guys, collectively, you're going to be able to figure it out. Lole says, just that it's a woman. So the only thing you got is that it's a woman, right? Es lo que dices, right? She's speaking about changing the world, Lupe says. Lupe, excellent observation. So, it's hard. Oh yeah, it's hard. But guess what? It's doable. And you know why? Because Lupe, Arts of Uriel, Loles, Silvia, and all of you, Rosa Maria, you already got ideas, and good ones, valid ones, right? D.L. Mateo says the woman talks something about 100 years later. So good, somebody heard 400, somebody heard 100, no problem. Kubla says a lady probably telling a story or giving an account of something. Good. Family flowing, the woman talks about the same kale later and ideas. I don't know what the kale part means there. So guys, remember, check your things before you hit send, especially because a lot of you guys tell me, and I'm going to tell you something now. I don't accept the excuse, my phone's only in Spanish. You know you can have several keyboards? I mean, I've had several keyboards for like 10 years because I write in English and Spanish. So go right now, in fact, we have to go to a commercial break. This is a perfect time to go into your phone and enable an American English, not British English. I'm just joking. Whatever one you want. Enable that keyboard and you can switch, guys. Believe me, these phones are pretty advanced. Because a lot of people tell me, Alberto, I have my phone in Spanish. Well, switch it to English when you're watching the show or writing. Like, I have mine where I dictate in English or in Spanish. So, and again, this is not new technology. This has been around for a long time. So guys, add that keyboard. And while you're at it, ya que estás, I would also recommend that you guys go to settings and put everything in English. Llamadas perdidas, missed calls. So, because I've seen this so many times on Twitter, people are like, es que me sale en español. I'm like, okay, pues why don't you put on, like when you're writing in English, es un clic de un botón abajo, que tiene como a little world, al menos en mi OS, my operating system. It's a little world over there, and you go click, and it goes Spanish or English. Now, if I want Hebrew, hebreo, I can put that too. That's my point. So, your keyboard's not in English because you haven't put it in English yet. All right? So, and while you're at it, put the whole phone in English, This way, you get used to seeing all this vocabulary. There are hundreds of words that we can learn just from our phone, my amigos. All right? So, that said, I can't believe it, but that's our first commercial break coming up. So take this time, guys. Go into your phones. Do what I said. Enable the English keyboard, and then put your phone in English. Put your TV in English. Put your life in English. Guys, we're going to a quick commercial break. We'll be back in 2 minutes with tons more. So stick around.